Hello, welcome back to my channel today. I want to thank you for checking in and offering your energy for this co-creation. Um, some of you might know from reading my post that I posted about how to support Florida through this hurricane, and how to work with the energy of a hurricane. My first experience, of course, with hurricane energy was with Sandy, and it was the first time I'd realized that we could work with the consciousness of the hurricane and literally shift the energies to a higher outcome with less destructive outcome. We have to understand too that everything is energy, everything, and our inner reality creates the outer reality. And one of the things that needs to be understood is that we have to let go of the fear that we have at the destruction and the devastation. And you see, what happens is the news is really good at telling you what to think, right? It tells us what to think. It tells us a hurricane like this one in Florida is coming in at category 5, and they keep telling you it's going to be a cat 5, it's going to be a cat 5. Well, it's a nothing. And then so many people, millions, billions of people start to worry about Florida. People in Florida start to panic. And suddenly the nothing energy that's out there swirling around becomes a cat 5 because it's now being pulled to Florida in greater numbers because of fear. And if you look at the energy of fear, fear is extremely dense in energy. And what are we shedding and moving beyond? We're shedding out the third density, right? We're shedding out the third frequency, whatever you want to call it. And by doing this, we're shedding out those lower, denser, heavier energies. But if we're holding those energies, we're still attracting everything to us through law of attraction, right? And all of the laws are at play. The law of one, you and that storm are one. How do you want to operate with that storm? Do you want to be a destructive 5, category 5 hurricane? Is that the energy and the vibration you're holding? That would be an immense amount of fear to that hurricane, right? That it's category 5. Or we could take the idea, the understanding, and apply all the work that I have given over the last couple of years, that we are creating our own reality. And we could take that information and we could apply it to this situation. And we could look at this category 5 hurricane, like I did with my client who lives in Louisiana, who got pummeled by Ida a few years back, and now is facing Hurricane Francine. And she and I and our community members sat with Hurricane Francine, connected to the consciousness, and basically we asked it to downgrade, and we worked with it, we stayed with it, we mothered it, we loved it. And by the time it hit the area of Louisiana where my client lives, it was downgraded to a tropical storm and literally fell apart, which is the same thing I did with Sandy when Sandy first was coming into Long Island. It was a hurricane status. I think it was a 2 or a 3. And by the time it hit Long Island, it was downgraded to a tropical storm. And unfortunately, like, I didn't know as much as I know now, so I just kind of let the storm go after that, and it picked up speed again and went right up the East Coast. And they had some trouble in the upper states. But anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is this is all us. It's all our consciousness. So while people are out there panicking, feeling afraid, which I get it, I understand, it is intense when you are facing something as monumental as a storm and you feel like you're living in a cardboard house, and it has no chance against these big tornadic hurricane-like winds, right? And that is very, very overwhelming to the nervous system. But if we can control that, and we can control our emotions, and we can feed that hurricane calmness, and we could connect with its energy, like connecting with Milton that is coming up on Florida in a devastating, it was downgraded because we're doing the work. We're all there's, and I mean, it's my community. I sent out a post yesterday, myself, my community, and now I'm hearing from other people that are telling me that there's many, many people that are starting to wake up, have an awareness, right? Become conscious to this fact. And now they're jumping on and they're starting to work with the energy to shed the fear and bring this hurricane under control. So it already was downgraded from just yesterday's work, right? But we can't stop, and we're all working with it. We're all holding space with it, and we're asking it to slow down so that when it comes in, it is less destructive, and it is not going to be detrimental in the way that it was set up to be. Because as a consciousness, and we incarnate for the experience, and that consciousness incarnated for the experience of the storm, I get it. And it wants to know what it's like to be that powerful of a storm. But what it doesn't understand is when it's in that storm energy, it doesn't understand its destructive capability, or it doesn't understand the magnitude of what it's going to do, because it doesn't understand that, right? Because it's in the power of the storm. And it also doesn't understand that its consciousness is being used by the powers that be for the purpose of creating this, uh, devastating situation, right? Occurrence with Florida. So we have to be smarter. We have to work smarter. We have to remember that I've said this before, for all intents and purposes, we are in a simulation, and everything that we think eventually shows up in our reality, good, bad, or indifferent. Okay, everything, no matter what it is that you're thinking, it shows up in your reality, right? I was thinking about something today. I was actually thinking about Harry Potter today, because I have clients in England who I have become very, very good friends with. And I was just like thinking about how fun it might be to be in England. And then I was thinking about, like, I wonder which castle Harry Potter was filmed in, right? Because I love all that Merlin and the mystical and all of that stuff, right? And then the next thing I know, I open up my meditations on YouTube, because today was my mani-pedi day at the spa. And I open up my meditation because now I'm going to sit back and relax. And the first thing that pops up is a commercial for something Harry Potter. We're in a simulation. Okay. And if you don't believe me, you can test that out with yourself. So every night when you lay down, think about something that you want to happen, right? Think about how good it feels to have an extra $100 in your hand, or think about your backyard filled with dragonflies, right? Or think about something that you would like to hear from somebody, and you lay down every night and you think about that, it's eventually going to manifest in your field. It has to, because you're creating the energy of it for which the experience is going to happen. And the hurricane is exactly like that. This hurricane is driven by the emotions of everybody around the world, but especially those in its path. So we have to work with the energy, with the consciousness of the hurricane, and we have to slow it. We have to calm it. We have to love it through its experience being a hurricane, because it doesn't know how to do that. It doesn't know how to do that. Okay. So what I suggest is taking some time out today is so important, right? The minute you see this video, just sit afterwards, take time out, hold your hands on your heart space, right? Drop into your heart space and just connect, call in that hurricane. Its name is Milton. You can go by the name. That's what I do. Connect with Milton. You will feel the energy in your field, and it might feel very chaotic at first when you first connect with Milton, and just be like, Milton, I'm here to connect with you. I'm here to offer you love. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you slow down. You've had the experience of what it is to be a high-powered force. Let us take a moment and let us bring this energy down. Let's downgrade so that we're not putting people's lives at jeopardy. So let's downgrade. Let's bring ourselves in at a storm, a tropical storm. That'll still be fun for you, and it won't be as bad for the people of Florida. Okay. And so you can talk to it in that manner. And if you want to experience energy work to a greater degree. I welcome you to join us because Wednesday night we have our regular gathering for Divine Alchemy, where we do everything metaphysical and energy and talk about it and work with it. And this is what we're going to be talking about and working with. And we're going to be working with it and understanding from the perspective of manifestation because everybody has manifestation wrong. Okay. Everybody is manifesting incorrectly. There's a lot of ways to do it, but there's one really, really powerful way that we want to do. And we want to make that our um, I don't like the word ritual, right? But our practice at night, every night when we lay down, we want to create a practice. So if you want to do that work with us, then please look for the link below, sign up for my class, join the community call. You can join us for the one call on Wednesday, or you could sign up for the month and you get 3 calls with us and you can ask questions. I'm happy to answer your questions. But if you don't join us, that's fine too. But please sit and hold space with this hurricane to slow it down so that the people of Florida do not experience what they experienced in North Carolina. And the only reason I did not make a video for North Carolina is because I actually didn't know a hurricane was happening there. I was being pulled in another direction away from social media, which I have been away from social media, and I wasn't aware of that. So we have to be the ones to hold the space, right? I'm in my space. I'm offering to my space that nothing chaotic, nothing destructive, nothing overwhelming to my nervous system. And I live in a pretty calm environment, okay? And that's why I don't hear about the outer reality effects of what is, but I know a ton of people in Florida. I have a lot of clients down there, okay? So this one I caught wind to, and that's why we're having this conversation, okay? So for this hurricane and every other storm, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is, okay? We're going to sit with it and we're going to make sure that we hold it and we're going to walk it through. We're going to handhold it. Okay. So I'm hoping, I'm trusting, I'm loving that this is helping you in some way, shape, or form. Okay. As I said, if you like this and you enjoy this information, please come join us, play with us. It will be a lot of fun. We have a great time. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Divine Alchemy. You can find it right at my website under events. But if you are working with the storm, please drop me a line below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd also love to hold space with you, to co-join with you, and I'm sure everybody else would love to do that as well. So thank you for tuning in here today. Thank you for your energy for our co-creation with this. Know that I love you so, so very much, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Love you. Bye-bye.